You are watching the Wheel Talk podcast.
Welcome to the Wheel Talk podcast, your all-access look into the Quad City Steamwheelers. We are here in the Planet 93.9 studio. Megan and Dustin, your host of Locker Room Talk.
Hello.
Joining us today, two new players once again. Defensive back Nick Harris.
What?
Welcome. And our veteran kicker, Kyle Kaplan.
You already know.
You already know.
Welcome.
What's going on today, guys? Besides, this.
Well, what's going on today? We got a day off. We're healing up. I know for me, I got up early, went to the sauna, enjoyed that, did a little stretch, got something to eat. And what about you, Nick? What'd you do today?
I was able to sleep in, which was pretty good, and got some lunch with my lady right before this, so having a pretty good day after a pretty nice W over the weekend.
Right.
You got some Panera bread?
Some Panera bread.
What is your go-to order?
You got to get the pick two with the broccoli
Right.
cheddar soup.
I'm with that.
The
And
pick
mac and
two,
cheese.
just
Yeah.
like you.
I like
Just
that.
like me.
Ooh.
Hey,
See that one?
Megan's got bars.
That one did kind of smooth. That was funny.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. I was debating whether to get the bacon mac and cheese though, because hey, shout out my boy Q. I know he don't like
Right.
bacon,
I was
but
just thinking about.
I love some bacon, man. Bacon mac and
You
cheese.
you have the chicken
Ooh.
bacon rancher?
I haven't tried
chicken
not
bacon
one
rancher
sandwich
from
from Panera Bread.
Fire.
I need to lock
And then
in and
I-
expand.
I get the French onion soup.
The French onion soup.
That sounds good.
That's good at Olive Garden.
Good
That's what
French
my-
onion.
that's what
Good
my
French
mom
onion
did.
soup is good.
Right.
You said you went to a sauna and you
I did.
stretched. Did you go to Hotworks?
I went to Delph.
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 Oh, they have a sauna
Yeah,
there?
they're one
They
of our
got a
partners.
nice-
Yeah.
Nice.
I had my legs up in there, getting the lactic acid. I was sitting back.
Do you change the LED lights?
I have it on red. Had it on red.
red?
On red. Yeah.
No way. I had no idea they had that. How big is it? You said
It's
you.
a personal sized
Yeah,
one, but
it's pretty
I
small.
literally laid down on the thing and had my legs up, like elevated. Like my soccer coach since I was little always taught us about like he'd have us like lined up on the fence after like a tournament when we have like 2 or 3 games in a day, and we'd have our legs up against the fence, and he would say like that's how you keep your legs fresh, drain the lactic acid. And I know I worked my legs, and I'm just like trying to heal up,
Yeah, keep your legs light.
Yeah, keep them good. I know I felt good this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
it's-
talk about this weekend. What a
So did
game.
Nick.
Man, this game was pretty special to me personally because it was my first game starting in my pro career. So I really wanted to put it all out. I was able to get the dub. I was happy I was able to get the dub.
You make
it was a nice team win. Both sides of the ball, even special teams, we was able to come out on top. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, you made the best out of the opportunity.
And we was up in Texas too. That was my first time being in Texas.
Me
Football
too.
in Texas.
Yeah,
How'd you like it in Texas? Was
it
it
was
warm?
hot.
Hot?
Yeah, I missed the hot
Hot
weather.
to
though.
trot, like a hot lady. You guys know that from Haunted House, the movie.
Oh my gosh. That was so long ago. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, Texas was fun though. Their Golden Corral was lit too.
They had a nice
It was
Golden
nice.
Corral.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
The
nice.
Golden Corral.
Shout
That
out to
was
Banana
nice.
Pudding.
Was that like the team celebration dinner? Or
No,
what?
that was the
Nah, that was
pre
like-
like the night before.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you usually like go out to like wherever we're staying, we go out the night before, and that's on like the team to pay for and provide. And then on game day we get a meal provided by San Antonio, or like the home team provides the meal and then the hotels for that night.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was nice
Some
to get
goodies.
the day off on the long travel day because it
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
pretty long travel day.
Yeah, it was probably like a total of I don't know how many hours of travel.
I mean, we were at the airport by 3:30.
Yeah, we had to leave by 2:30 in the morning. We got there around I think around like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the airport, flight 6:30 to Chicago, and then bus from Chicago to Moline.
But it was fun though. It was a fun trip.
Yeah,
Even-
makes it a
even-
lot
even-
better
even
when
more
you're
fun
when you win.
Yeah.
Makes those kind of trips easier.
I rewatched your picks last night. I rewatched the game, and I was watching it
Yeah,
again.
I was watching it too the other
I
day.
hit minus 10 seconds again. Minus 10 seconds again.
I know
go,
I caught 2 picks, but I want to shout out my boy Cam. He caught 2 as well.
That's
man.
right.
We was able to go crazy on defense.
Heck yeah. How many
Yeah.
picks did that hotel room have?
Hey, 205. We had 4 picks.
205
They
had
were
4
roommates.
picks. How many?
They were
They were
roommates.
roommates. Everybody didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Wow. I did see your stories over the weekend on Instagram. What was that like? Because so many people were posting you and so happy for you. So what was it
Yeah.
like to see that everyone's celebrating your success?
And honestly, it was real wholesome. Like just to see all the support that I had, like even from like the guys around me and the guys back home, like the coaches, even my school, they posted it on,
Yeah,
on their
Monmouth.
page.
Monmouth
Yeah, and
tweeted
when I
out.
seen that, I was like, wow, like they really watching me. I thought it was all just whatever the guys see, you know, I thought it was just going. I didn't think it was gonna be more than that. So yeah, it really hit home for real. It was nice. It was nice to have all that support for sure.
That's awesome. What's something one of your teammates said to you, either after the play or after in the locker room on the bus?
I say I shout out my boy Dunk because he wasn't able to make it to the game this weekend, so he was back at home, and he had sent me a real heartfelt message, basically saying how proud of me he is, you know, because he really been kind of coaching me up. He's been here for a while, and I'm only a rookie, so he's kind of somebody I went under his wing, like trying to take notes from, getting better from. So the fact that he like reached out to me like privately and sent me a message, that kind of meant a lot. So shout out my boy Dunk.
Dunky dunk.
Dunky dunk.
Yeah, when Nick got that second one, he came up to me after the game. I was like, Nick, you should have seen Corey when you got that. Corey's got his torn Achilles, so he's sitting watching the game.
Yeah.
Right, on a scooter.
And he picked it off, and I hear, "Go Nick, go Nick!" I turn around, and Corey's leaning up on the guardrail because he was like elevated above our bench.
I went up
He's
to him
like,
after too, and I was like, "Yeah, that's why you signed me."
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Corey was getting hyped about that. He's pretty excited about. I mean, the entire defense,
That was hard.
the whole squad. So.
Yeah, man, it was a nice team win. We all came together. Like we got touchdowns when we needed to on offense. We got stops when we needed to on defense. So you know, it was. And we got the deuces when we needed them. We got the deuces and a drop kick. Like,
And our kicker got a tackle.
like yeah,
Two
tackles.
Two tackles.
Like,
Two solo
two breast
tackles.
sticks.
Wow.
That's not a team win. Like collectively, I don't know what it is.
Right.
Like,
We were coming together, man. I'm excited to see where we
man.
go.
Band of brothers.
Cap, where's this rank like as far as like away game wins that you've had with the Steamers?
Oh, it was sick.
Yeah. Is it like?
Yeah.
It's
I
kind
was-
of up there. It was a fun
Yeah.
trip.
It was a fun trip, and once again I've been talking about how excited I am about our younger guys, and I've said to Kegel, I don't know if I've said as much to Nick, but I know I've mentioned to Kegel just how I was excited about the kind of energy that the younger guys bring to this team, and I love it. I tell Nick, I go, he's just got his little quirks that are funny that make him who he is, and he's fun outside the field, and just he comes through with this energy, and you can't have a bad time around him, and that's awesome.
I feel like I keep the old guys young. You know.
Hey,
My
hey,
bubbly
let me get my
personality.
AARP card.
I think
my
I
cane.
think Dunk, Rudd, and Cap might have something to say about calling him old, but
Hey, listen, man. These are the big bros around here. I thought I was until I came onto this team, and I realized that I'm still a big bro. So I appreciate y'all for letting me know how young I still am.
What did you guys think of their arena?
I loved it, honestly.
it was older.
It definitely was older, but
I like the birds in there. That was cool.
I really just like
The birds?
There was pigeons flying around.
There was
It
pigeons
was
flying
real
around
vibrant.
chasing each other.
I liked how vibrant it was around the arena. It was nice, and the turf
Yeah.
was real good. It was probably the best field at.
Yeah, that's probably one of the arenas where they have lights on. So usually they just have lights on the field and like.
Isn't it a Coliseum?
Yeah, and so the lights were kind of on, like the whole building was lit up.
It was well lit.
It was a little
But
different
Yeah, I
than
liked how
some.
it was lit up. I'll
Yeah,
say
it
that.
was-
It was
yeah.
definitely, I go, now that I think about it, right when I got in there, I go, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to like aiming in here. I go.
You know what's crazy though is like for as lit up as it is on the field in person, like whatever, for the camera because they're older lights. They're not LED lights. It's the camera actually thinks it's dark.
I low-key seen some of the pictures.
The
that
pictures are
you
like
had put in
dark.
there. Yeah,
That's just because that's as bright as I could get them without like
it was pretty tough though.
messing up the quality. But before the game, I remember we were Cap was kicking towards the one side, and it has that crossbar. You know, how it has that top crossbar on the net.
Is it away from the open end zone or?
The top crossbar
Yeah, like on the net.
on the net.
Yeah.
You mean like the regular crossbar that for the field goal post?
No, not the bottom. The top crossbar. So like where it holds the net.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you notice that like when you were kicking? Like,
No.
do you aim for that?
No.
What's your aim spot?
And
Did you
that-
find an aim? Didn't you say you find an aim spot for every arena?
Yes, I find an aim spot. So in that arena, and the way back, so there, I don't know if you noticed, there was all these squares, right?
The chairs.
No, squares.
Oh, they're actual.
And the way back, like in the back, if you were to look at as a kicker, like looking at the back, what's behind the field goal post, in the dead center up high was this nice rectangle. And I aimed at that.
Yeah,
And
I
it
was-
was one on each side in the dead center.
I know you've talked about having an aim point, so I was trying.
Yeah,
to
that's
see
where I
if-
picked for that. And then
The
for
eyes of a
deuces.
kicker is so precise.
And then
like
for
the eyes of a
deuces,
falcon.
because I know about when I really swing out the fence and I get a hold of it as best as I can, it'll pull a little left. So my aim point was at the speakers that were off to the right, probably like 10 or 12 yards off to the right of the right upright. There was like those speakers that were hanging, and
Yep.
that was my aim point for those.
Neat little insight there into Cap's pregame routine.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't know that you picked a spot. I figured you'd look at the ball and the post.
Well, that's
So
it.
that was new
Just
for
like
me to
looking at
learn.
the ball. Looking at the ball comes natural. I had
Right.
to pick my aim point.
So also as a kicker, you have your two different shoes, right? You have your cleat and your kicking shoe.
Yeah, me and Cam actually got the same plant cleat. Like he wears the same indoor cleats that I wear. Me and Cam.
And your shoes are two different colors, right?
No, they're black and white, and I guess there's some blue.
Yeah, but one shoe's a different color than the others.
Yeah.
Is
It
that
just so happens to be. There's no reason for that. It's just I like that shoe. I have that shoe, and and then I did not care about color. I care about comfort.
okay?
Nice.
Gotcha. So you weren't like, I purposely want to have mismatched shoes.
No,
It's kind of a
It's sort of like a kicker thing though, to have like one shoe is like the team color, and then the other one's like their personal
like some
if I
swag,
don't have this
Okay.
one
like a
on, I'm
neon
not
pink
hitting this
or
shot.
something.
Yeah.
I've seen kickers
well
do that.
your kicking shoe is blue and white, right?
Yeah,
Kind
blue,
of
white, and black.
kind of a nod to your alma mater, a little bit, right?
Oh, Notre Dame College. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they got some blue.
NDC, RIP. NDC, RIP.
So besides your kicking shoes, your normal everyday shoes, do you have shoe game? Do you not care? You just go for comfort again? Are you a Croc guy?
I'm a barefoot boy.
Barefoot?
He's always walking barefoot.
Really?
He's really.
Wait,
in
do you have shoes
tune
on right
with
now?
the earth.
He's got slides
I have
on.
slides on. Yeah, I haven't put shoes on today.
What were you saying, Nick?
No, I'm saying he's really in tune with the earth. You'll see Cap walking around, no shoes on. That's just his thing.
Do you take good care of your feet? You get pedicures and stuff, or you're running on gravel barefoot?
I will not run on gravel. Well, I could fast walk.
Yeah, walk.
So
Slow walk, so you're not
But I can
on
definitely,
anything sharp.
I can definitely like monkey around on the rocks by the water and stuff like that. But, I don't think I have bad feet at all. I would say for sure, for all the years I played soccer, but I don't do anything other than clean them like a normal person.
Nick, do you have shoe game? Do you like shoes?
I mean, I have shoes. I guess I have shoe game to my liking.
Yeah.
I don't really like
Not flexing.
make it a priority. Yeah, but I mean, I have pretty much of the daily shoes you can wear. Got some Sambas, got some Jordans, got Yeezys, got some clogs. My
Yeah.
favorite shoes so far is probably the clogs.
The
for sure.
clogs, those guys.
The Birkenstock
Yeah.
clogs is probably my favorites. You can wear them with anything, with shorts.
Are those
jeans.
just like side-ons with the black ones with the buckle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You always
those
be
ones.
wearing those. They
I
look
wear them
comfy.
everywhere.
Nick also has what I've noticed is this Joker persona.
Yeah.
Okay, what is that all about?
Oh, really? It all started whenever I watched the Joker movie that came out in like 2018 when he was like going down the stairs. Whenever I had watched that movie, like I just seen like just how misunderstood it really was.
Yeah.
How like if somebody was to just just be nice to him, Joker probably wouldn't even be that
Right.
way of a thing. And just growing up, I just always been kind of like overlooked in my sport. Like how I'm pretty damn good if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Look at what I'm doing
Right.
right now, but I always been like overlooked. That it's always somebody better. There's always somebody better on the team. I was never really that guy. So all my work had to come in through the shadows.
It goes back to why you appreciated that text from Dunk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
much being nice to you. And
Yeah,
all
because
that.
it's just like maybe not all the people appreciate all the hard work that you really put in. So you just got to show them. You got to show them whether it's good or bad.
Right.
And,
So Cap said he played soccer. What other sports did you play?
I grew up playing football, basketball, and baseball.
Baseball.
Baseball was my favorite though. Growing up, I
Yeah.
love baseball. Like those were the most fun tournaments. Those were the most fun games. Probably the most fun memories. My best friends. Some of my
Corey's the
best
same
friends
way.
now still play baseball.
Corey's the same way. He played football, but his favorite sport growing up
Yeah,
was
my
baseball.
family was real. They were all athletes. Like all my brothers, they played football, basketball, and baseball. I was just forced to play it at that
Yeah.
point. But I loved it though.
You the
I wouldn't
youngest,
take it.
or-
Yeah, I'm the youngest. Out of 3 brothers.
Kind of have to follow it up.
Did your baseball gloves also have the Joker face on it? Where did you get
If I
those?
could go back, those are actually gifted to me. It was like I was my senior year of college, right before the bowl game. I had got gifted to him like during the week of practice by some random. They was just like, "Yo, I see you like the Joker stuff, bro. I thought you would like these gloves." And I grabbed them. I'm like, I gotta wear these. So ever since, it's just been my little Joker gloves.
Did you ever see that person ever again?
No, I don't think so. Actually,
Ooh.
They're kind of nice. They work with the white or red.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
If we go all navy, I mean, you might
yeah. I probably.
Oh, our Navy uniforms are nice. I like those.
Yeah, all blue. I heard this would be
Yeah.
going with this week.
old school navy. Yeah, we kind of lost him last year. We didn't really have navy. We had the gold, red, and the white.
I'm just saying
And we
this
were
year's
like-
Navy uniforms are hard.
I know we
specifically.
needed. We were like we need to bring those back because those
I
are.
think our uniforms in general were just tough. in this league.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I love anything. Anytime we have an excuse to go blackout, I go sign us up. I want that.
We will be soon. One of our specialty nights is blackout.
I like the blackout. Also, the whiteout, the all-white jerseys. That looks very clean to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
especially
favorite.
getting the white helmets this year.
Yeah, those were a
yeah.
cool addition.
All white.
Is there a theme night this weekend?
This is just NFT bobblehead night, so
Okay.
we're just gonna go with it'll just be basic uniforms.
Okay, so
Basic uni combo.
sounds good.
Still kind of up in the air. We kind of have a good idea, but you know.
What are the rules? Because I remember one of the players was in the office trying on the different mismatches, but then they were like, "Oh, that one's against the rules."
So the IFL doesn't really have rules on what you can wear, per se. I mean, if you're the home team, you can have specialty nights, right? On the away road, you just kind of have to not wear, dark color versus dark color, light color versus light color. There's a rule for us about how to look good, and that's 2 of the 3 have to match: helmet, jersey, or pant.
Okay.
2 of the 3 have to match. That's kind of my if you want to look good, you gotta do that. I mean, we've done it in the past where we've done gold, navy, red, and that's worked, and that can work fine. You just have to have all red on the bottom or navy on the bottom because then it matches the jersey. But I mean, you can go all white, you can go all navy, all red, whatever. You just can't you can't go white helmet, blue jersey, red pant, or gold helmet, red jersey, blue pant. It just
Okay,
it
it's too
just
all
doesn't.
over.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
I
so-
liked how we added in the red assets with this past game
Yeah.
uniform with the white and gold. With the
Yeah,
red.
so that combo we call that the 49ers combo because that's kind of what they wear.
Yeah, they
so we
do.
were we wore that in Sioux Falls last year, and then we wore that in Sioux Falls 2 years ago, and then I think in Sioux Falls again last year, and then this week we had to go with the gold helmet because San Antonio only has white helmets,
Okay.
so we didn't want to wear white helmets versus white helmets.
So do you guys call the other teams and you're like, "Hey, girl, what are you wearing?"
Well, if we're gonna wear
Just like that, too, bar for bar.
it's kind of it's also kind of up to the away team about what they want to wear.
Okay.
Because they got to pack it
Gotcha.
versus us. We just have everything on hand. And so they usually, if they're going to wear something different, they kind of give you a heads up. We're going to wear all white.
Okay.
So whatever you guys are wearing, that's what we're going to wear. But sometimes, if we're at home and we're we want to do an all white, then we tell the away team, hey, we're wearing all white. You guys can wear anything. Just know we're wearing all white.
Okay.
It's a open conversation between
yeah.
both teams.
Okay. That's kind of nice, though.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the game, I noticed after one of Kyle's kicks, he broke out in a little celebration of him riding a horse and spanking it. Is that your celebration, or was that just random?
That was random. And
Was
it
it Gunslingers?
I was thinking we're at the Gunslingers building. I go when I hit it at Sharks, baby shark, do. So I had to hit it with something Western oriented. So I gave him a little pony ride, a little
Right.
BTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Veronica has been joking with Cap because Cap loves the song Pink Pony Club.
It's just
I
funny.
saw that video.
It's just a funny song it's just
Right.
funny, and
So we
it's
were
funny
like-
because that one game they played it and I hit the deuce, so I was when it was playing and I was like, yeah, you play that? I was just funny.
See, and then you did the Selly with the pony, so we were
Yeah.
it just all worked out.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was funny.
Yeah, I
so
seen
we
that
can.
video. That was hilarious.
I saw you celebrate too. Right? I see you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Did that come naturally, or did you have? Okay, if I do something good, this is gonna be my
That
celebration.
was I've been knew that I was gonna do that for sure. That was I had that planned out since I figured out that dance. Since I got that dance down pat. Talking about in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's my go-to.
You do that in practice.
I do it all the time. I do it anytime, to any song. If you think about it, it go with any song. If you
Right.
got the rhythm, if you
It's
can
kind of
find
like the
beat,
Macarena,
Yeah.
any song.
He's got to perfect it.
It's one of my emotes at this point, so
One of my emotes.
Yeah, the Nick
I like
the
that.
Nick Harris pack. No, it's funny when you got that pick, you just started sprinting. That's
I
like when
know.
you just sprinted all the way down and then
Pure
You should-
adrenaline.
You should have ran when you ran back to our bench. You should have just did the old run out the building like Forrest.
Yeah, I wasn't. I
Can't
should
run
have.
all
I
the way
wasn't
out.
even tired.
They didn't
I
have the
thought
end
I-
zone. Keep running.
I ran full speed one way, then full speed the next way, and
Right.
I was ready to go back on kickoff.
Yeah.
But I didn't though. I didn't. Shout out Jared, my boy. He got me. That's not even his position. He just came in for me. He a dog.
Can you do any flips or cartwheels?
See, I can do flips on like trampolines, into pools, but I just don't trust myself on the concrete.
Speaking of flips, did you see how close Dudley got towards you?
Man, he hit 2 of them things though.
He did the was it front handspring or whatever you call it?
He did.
The handspring
He
flip.
was flipping.
We
He
go
was out there flipping.
right?
He was going crazy.
And he did it right after Nick got his pick. Mm-hmm. And they're going towards each other. And Dudley did his flip and missed Nick by like this much.
Almost took you out.
I ain't even see him. I didn't see him. I didn't know he flipped till the video. I was like, Houdini, you flipping? He was like, yeah.
Right. I saw that. I go.
That was it was raw. It was raw. Apparently the crowd loved it too.
Yeah, squad's having fun.
Yeah, it was out there. It was out there.
We were balling that second half. I was happy. That was an awesome finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, we finished tremendously. We finished. That's the best part
Yeah,
about
I like that. That's
winning
all
the
you
game.
guys said. We
is finishing
finished.
the game. Yeah.
Good talk.
Closing it
All the
out.
way to the last when they tried to hurdle and not go over the
Yeah.
wall.
He said, nope.
Get out the club.
He was crazy for doing that.
Well, that was
Video's going crazy too.
that was an awesome game to watch, I will admit. Shifting gears now.
Yep.
Every podcast we like to play a game. And I had this game lined up. We can probably still play it in a little bit. But behind the scenes, when Kaplan walked in, I asked him about his impressions. And I did not expect him to just start going off and doing 30 different impressions. I saw a video of him doing Patrick from SpongeBob. And I'm like, oh, he's maybe got 2 or 3. No, he has about 400. So I thought of a little game that I really want to play. Where Kyle shows us one of his impressions. And Nick has to try to do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, Kyle.
Who put these fecal matter on these basketballs?
First of all, do you know who that is?
Is that Pennywise?
Can you do Pennywise? That was a
I
good
don't know.
guess.
I don't know. What does Pennywise do again?
Doesn't he sound like that?
Georgie.
Careful, Georgia.
That is Stitch,
I
not
know.
No,
Pennywise.
that was
I
definitely
tried.
Stitch.
It's yeah.
I don't know Pennywise.
Okay,
but-
say it again. Say it again.
Oh, how about, do you know Arnold Schwarzenegger? Can you kind of do him or no?
Yeah.
Okay, try.
Perfect.
Okay, here, I got one for you. You ever seen the movie Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way is a great
Yeah,
one, right?
that's a
He's
banger.
he's like, oh, Ted, your wife's in the shower. Oh, her cookies are amazing. And he's like, put that cookie down now.
Put that cookie down. No.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Say, get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Yeah.
What's his stuff? What's it? He's not to say hello to my little friend, dude. That's Scarface, isn't
Say
it?
hello to my little friend. I don't know. Is that it?
I don't know how Scarface sounds.
I don't
I've
know.
seen that movie in some years.
Yeah, I haven't
Gotta
seen it
tap
either.
back in.
Say hello to my little friend.
Cap, you know Daddy Daycare? Or not Daddy Daycare. Kindergarten Cop.
No.
I've never seen
Who's
that
your
either.
daddy?
Kindergarten Cop.
Who's your daddy? With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
movie is that? I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's an undercover cop
Oh.
that poses as a
Oh, I never heard
kindergarten
that one.
teacher.
No, I
And
didn't
he
know
goes,
that one.
he's trying to figure out through the kids.
Uh-huh.
One of their dads is a criminal, so he's like, "Who's your daddy and what does he do?"
That was
That was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
That was
That was good. I like that one.
All right, next impression.
We all know Mario Kart. We all played Mario Kart before.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think their voices are kind of fun to do, and just trying to match his energy with the let's go. It's me, Mario. Okay.
That sounds even better in the headphones.
It's me, Mario. Pizza.
Pizza.
No, that's Mario.
And then there's of course his villain friend, Wario.
Wario.
Is that bro with the?
And then
Wario.
there you go.
Wow, Luigi.
I like Luigi. Luigi. It's me, Luigi.
It's me, Luigi.
Hey, fun fact: I don't think nobody can beat my boy Cap at Mario Kart though.
That's true. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro.
That's love. I appreciate that.
That's
Yeah.
premium
I seen
gas.
this man put in real work on them bus rides.
On
Play
what
with
platform, though? He says he plays it on Switch, right?
It don't
Yeah.
even matter.
It
Once
don't
a
matter.
baller, always
What
a
if I
baller.
pull out my Nintendo DS? Are you beating me then?
So you probably taking it back to where he started, if you're being honest.
I go once a gamer, always a gamer. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like
you
riding
you
a bike.
Pretty confident though, so you know.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
like-
say this.
I like to see
Yeah,
y'all
she
running
is,
ones.
and I'll admit, she showed up in Spike Ball. She don't play around. Quan
Spike
could tell
ball?
you.
I don't. I remember I think that's
That
the
was the
first time
first
I've
time-
ever interacted with you.
That was the first time I interacted with you too, and I go, this girl don't mess around. She here to play.
I
You
want to
had
win.
that competitive edge.
She had the competitive edge. I go, I admire this. I respect this.
Well, she played
Okay,
volleyball, so
okay
spike
then.
ball probably.
I'm better at spike ball than
Yes.
volleyball, and I
Yeah.
played that in college.
I was like, I looked at Quan. I go, bro. I think we gotta like lock in. Like,
Megan would have had a full ride for spike ball.
For real. No, I remember we were doing that pre-season party where people would
Yeah.
come and
Oh,
eat
yeah.
pizza, and I didn't want to just sit and
Right.
talk. I want to play a game, so I went and asked the players, "Is anyone good at spike ball?" And I set it up and we played, and that was the first interaction with Kaplan, and I'm pretty sure they all thought, I don't want to play spike ball with this freaking girl. Like, I could tell they did not care.
Right, because we had spike ball, badminton, and
I
bags.
brought the spike ball.
Oh, you brought it.
That came from my car.
Yeah, spike ball is lit. I love spike ball.
well, plus the area was a little confined.
It was.
It was a little confined. So like I go, knowing how I get, if I get competitive, I can run somebody over or hurt something.
And
to
no,
myself.
there's no grass, so you can't
no
dive.
grass. Yeah, no beach. No,
You
we're not
can
playing on the
dive.
sand.
You just got to take the pain.
We're not playing on the sand. There's like steel beams right to my left.
No, that was really fun, though.
Yeah.
Good game. Rematch later on.
I
Anyway,
got you.
back to your impressions. I know you can do Patrick Starr.
Careful. Oh yeah, it's like careful, SpongeBob. Careful. Like, what's the difference? You know, it's like
It's like, no.
did you take my chocolate bar? Like,
Who you call him, Pinhead?
who you call it, Pinhead? Yeah, I do like that one too. Yeah.
Yours was pretty close, Nick. Can you do SpongeBob or Squidward? Those are two good ones, too.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Squidward's
I
like,
can do Gary.
You can.
yeah, Gary. That's funny. SpongeBob is like hard to do. I don't think I can do him. I can joke around. I've tried to do crabs before, like
Yeah, you got
SpongeBob, but like then there's or who is it? Plankton. I like to do Plankton. I try to get better at him. He's the hell's Plankton like? He's like, oh, SpongeBob, you're here to steal the Krabby Patty formula.
That was
Formula.
spot on.
That's fire.
Did you ever used to prank call people as a kid?
All the time. I forgot about that. What a time to be alive. You and yours.
You
But
do,
it's me and mine. That's the vibe the rest of the season. Hey.
Hey, you know it, bro. You know it.
you do this. Was it Star 6-7?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. It was something like that. But we used to do that. We would be like 7 people in the basement, and my friends would crack up. They would love me doing I would do that, and I would go to the drive-throughs. They would get a kick out of it. I'd go through the drive-throughs. I would just do different voices, and then I'd pull up, and they go, you see the look on their face because they know I was doing this before we ever had social media. It's just a
Right.
thing. It's just me, guys being guys, clowning.
Can we prank call someone right now?
Yeah.
Okay, who would you prank call that would stay on the phone and not just hang up right away?
I don't know. We could. It depends. Do you want to waste somebody's time on like as far as like a restaurant ordering something, or like do you want me to like?
Well, we can't mess with anyone's work.
I would say maybe
call.
a teammate or a family member. Someone that you know might play along or be dumb enough to fall for it.
Or if they'll like kind of meet you with a funny voice too, or that kind of energy. I mean, I have friends where if I call them and I start talking to my voices, that they also will be goofy, but I don't know. We don't need to call them right now, I guess.
No, I want to. I think this could be a funny bit.
Whose phone are you?
I think we could call. I think David go along with something. He wouldn't.
We FaceTime David.
Yeah, he wouldn't.
Yeah, we should FaceTime
a
David.
regular call.
We should FaceTime David. I'm gonna FaceTime and see. I hope he's not sleeping. I'll feel bad.
It's no way he's sleeping.
Hey, David, where are you? We have meetings.
David.
Because Cap goes to defensive meetings.
Hold it up like this so that camera can see.
David.
But then it also gets picked up by the mic.
Hold it up where?
Towards that camera. Your
Towards
face.
that camera.
So like
Gotcha.
you can answer it with your face and then do some flips. Hold it
Hold
closer.
it a little bit towards the mic.
Like right on it.
Right there.
Angle that thing.
Angle
Turn
that.
it all the way up.
It's all the way up. Nothing can
He's
stop.
not going to answer. What would David be doing on a Monday?
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
Working out. There he goes. Captain Kegel.
Hello.
Hello. How are ya?
swell.
Cap,
Doing swell.
Cap, show it towards this camera. There you go.
We want to say hi here. We're here at the podcast at the Quad City Steamwheelers. We have Captain Cagle on the line.
Why, hello, everyone.
Hi, David.
Tell them what you were doing.
David, what you been up to today? Have you worked out? You've been eating? What you on?
I'm about to lift some weights.
You're gonna go move some weights around?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up some weights and put them down.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
What's his best impression?
David, could you give us your best impression?
Do the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Do Arnold.
Do Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you could do Keep doing it.
It's like Arnold has a broken arm. It hurts.
David, do another. Do one of your other favorite voices to do.
I don't know.
Put David on the spot.
Let me put you on the spot real quick. Sorry about that.
David's
No, it's okay.
you got to protect David at all costs.
I don't have any other voices.
That's okay, David. You know what? I'm gonna apologize to you because I said they're like, okay, we should call David. I said if I wake him up because he's probably resting because he needs the rest.
No, you need to be awake, David. Time to get your day started. It's 12:30, bro.
I'm all good.
That's funny.
Well, David, I appreciate.
Bye-bye,
it.
David.
I appreciate it. We'll see you. We'll get it. Have a good rest of the day.
I'll see you guys.
Thanks for answering. I like how he does the Nick with the Arnold and he just
Nobody knows what he's saying for real. You need subtitles to understand this.
Well, I think I woke him up. I mean, he took forever to answer, and then he answered, and he looked like he was sleeping. So now I feel bad.
That's okay. Dave's a good energy.
Yeah, what a guy for answering.
David's great.
All right, we're going to take a break here and we're going to send it over to Ron and Casey inside the headset. They are getting us ready for this weekend's game.
Thanks, Megan. We appreciate you sending it over to us here on Inside the Headset. It feels like forever since we've gotten to talk to the Wheelers fans. I'm Ron Luce, the great Kasey Keller joining me here today. Casey, I miss you, my friend. It's been a while. How's it going?
It's been a hot minute. I'm so ready for Saturday. It's been way too long, man. Way too long.
Itching and scratching to get back to Vibrant Arena at the Mark, and an important week with it being XUSD Field because it is NFT bobblehead night presented by XUSD, and we'll get into some of those details here a little bit later, but we have a lot to cover, Casey, after an extended absence from the Inside the Headset segments. And where should we start other than what's happened in the past? We have to address the last really 4 weeks of action. The last time everybody heard from us, we were getting ready for the Tulsa Oilers at home. That game, an unfortunate loss, a close one, a great football game nonetheless. But even after the bye week, things went better for the Wheelers. The return of a healthy DeQuan Neal and a big victory to get back at the Tulsa Oilers on the road. That's a hard place to play at Bach Arena, Casey, and the Wheelers came out with a big one in a hostile environment.
For sure. It was like you said, a rough loss at halfway to Halloween. It was tough. Came down to virtually our last possession, but had the week off, time to get some of the guys healthy. DeQuan came back, had a little rest at the beginning, but pulled it out at the end, got our revenge at their home turf. So that felt nice.
Definitely. And we still have one more contest between those two teams, between the Wheelers and, of course, the Oilers. And that is the last game of the season at Vibrant Arena at the Mark. So an opportunity to avenge the halfway to Halloween loss. But Casey, I don't know if you recall, but the loss, probably not the scariest thing at halfway to Halloween. An awesome haunted house. You, myself, and Redrick Terry all went through it together before a lot of the fans were able to do so. Really well done, and it was a lot of fun for such a unique promotional night at Vibrant Arena.
Unique promotion, unique that the Asylum players they were able to create that space in a conference room. It was incredible.
It was incredible, and it was good. They got me with a couple of good jump scares. The video's out there somewhere. I think Redrick Terry owns it, and if people want to see it, you'll have to You'll have to con him with something nice because I don't know what that's going to take. But Kasey, they kept the good vibes going after avenging that halfway to Halloween loss in Tulsa. The following week, just this past weekend, if for those that were watching along, it was a good week down in Texas for the boys. A huge 51-37 win over the Gunslingers. San Antonio having a little bit of a rough season, but the Wheelers still go in, take care of business. 2 interceptions for both Cameron Harrell and Nicholas Harris, who is one of our 2 guests on this week's episode of Wheel Talk. Kyle Kaplan joining him as well with Megan Studio. I mean, this is pretty much as good as it gets when you're on the road, when you can really take it to an opponent that, again, if you're looking at just the standings, you would argue the Wheelers should beat.
Oh, absolutely. When you look at it on paper, it looks like it should be a given win, and we did pull away in the end. Like you said, great game defensive wise, great game special teams. Cap with 2 deuces and a drop kick. I mean, he was on fire that night.
Absolutely. And again, exactly what the doctor ordered up. The Wheelers now 8-2 on the season. Coming into this one, this coming week, it will be against the Fishers Freight. You know, Kasey, before we get into this week's matchup, there is still a lot to address because, again, it's been a while since we've gotten to talk to the fans, since the Wheelers have been at home. There's been a lot of roster turnover, probably for the first time really all season that we've been able to see. Just a few of the changes here, and bear with everybody. I got to read them because there's enough to make a little bit of a list. But a couple of releases, notable players that were released: Demery Croft, the team's backup quarterback, who we saw for that game on halfway to Halloween. He was a part of the releases. Travell Calvin was also released, wide receiver for the team. Gino Appleberry was placed on the refused to report list. So he is not on the active roster as we speak. And Raul Esperance was also released. He was acquired in the Tyrone Patterson trade a little bit earlier in the season. And Jaron McGaw, who was signed just before the halfway to Halloween game, never really appeared with the Wheelers here in 2025. But he was then released and has now since signed, ironically, with the Fishers Freight, which we'll touch on here in a second. But there were some signings as well. Obviously worth noting, we're still getting to see a lot of DeMarcus Dudley. He's got a new number as well, now wearing number 5 instead of number 12 like he did when he originally signed with the team. But Tamarion Terry has now signed with the team. He had a great game in San Antonio, 71 yards and a touchdown as well. Was DeQuan Neal's favorite target in the win over the Gunslingers. Seth Morgan is the new second-string quarterback. He's a first-year guy, was in rookie minicamp with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He is now the backup quarterback. He'll be wearing number 12. And then Christoph Atkinson was signed on the O-line. More depth, another big body on that front unit. Kasey, a lot of turnover, but some exciting new names to add into the fold. And I think the one common thread that we're seeing here is there's some tinkering with the offense still and getting it to where Coach Corey Ross wants it, but that defense is still the same unit of guys that it's been all season long. And they're continuing to do great things as seen in these last 2 games on the road.
Yeah, our defense, I tell you what, they are scary. The things that they have been able to accomplish this year already, and just to look to the future, I'm so excited. I know lots of fans are excited. I've heard many of them say that this defense is special, let alone the whole team is special. So yeah, to see a little bit of transaction wise on the offense side of the ball, just coach trying to get those final perfect pieces in place.
Yeah, and I think such a unique thing that fans need to consider about the indoor football league, especially, and really a lot of these indoor leagues, is it's not your traditional. It's a business. Don't get it twisted, right? Like professional sports is still a business, but there I think is a lot more of a human element when you are at the IFL level. We've seen guys who, just because of personal personal dilemmas that come up are ultimately off the team, and it's not necessarily a reflection of how they performed, or it's just the situation, and that's just kind of the nature when you're at this level in the indoor league. So I think that's something to keep in mind, and also there's a lot of rules that you got to tinker with, right? You have the veteran rules and how many of those guys you can have on the roster. There's a lot more. How do I say it, Casey? Maybe mechanics, for lack of a better term, that goes into a roster construction than simply just we're cutting this guy because he couldn't get the job done, or we're bringing this guy in because he was available and we wanted to get him in the building. So I think that's something for everybody to kind of keep in mind as well. Just it's not always a cutthroat, heartless, ruthless business like it is at the NFL level, right? Sometimes these guys are leaving the team or being put on the refuse to report lists because of some personal things that might be going on, and so on and so forth. So something to keep in mind there. But Casey, there's so much that we still have to get to. And I think a good thing that we can sit here and cover is the IFL standings. And I don't know about you, Casey. I'm not calling out the league and the poor guy or girl or whoever that runs the Indoor Football League X page. But they were very hyped about Bay Area being back on top. And there was no love given to the true number one seed in the league right now, that being none other than your Quad City Steamwheelers, who sit at 8-2. Before we get into the list, Casey, did you feel the beef the same way I did?
I've always looked at, the coaches poll, the standings poll, and for some reason we just never get the love. Years ago when I used to see it, I'm like, it's aggravating. Anymore, I'm like, bring it on. We'll prove you wrong.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Doubt this Wheelers team and
Exactly.
potentially see what that looks like on the other side. But speaking of those standings, just a quick rundown here. We'll start with the less important Western Conference, because just unfortunately for the Wheelers, only one team that they've played this year from the Western Conference, and that was that matchup against San Antonio. It's an Eastern Conference schedule the rest of the way. It was, again, very similar to this in 2024, where the Steamwheelers played 0 Western Conference teams during the regular season. So, again, teams like Tulsa, teams like, Iowa, who maybe geographically are a little closer to some of these Western Conference teams, obviously will play more of those teams. But given where the Quad Cities are on the map and the way the Eastern Conference has played out so far, all but one game for the Wheelers have been in conference. But in that Western Conference, it is the Bay Area Panthers on top. They have a 7-2 record with a 5-2 Western Conference record. The Arizona Rattlers are 7-3. The Vegas Nighthawks and San Diego Strike Force are in a battle for third place. They are both 6-4. Vegas with the slight half game edge because they won less Western Conference loss, 6-3 versus 6-4 for both of those teams. And then really from there, a couple of teams that probably need a miracle at this point, this late in the season, to get into the IFL playoffs. That being the Tucson Sugar Skulls, who are 3-6, the San Antonio Gunslingers, who we just mentioned that we saw, ironically, only 3-4 against Western Conference opponents. They've actually been pretty good against their own side of the league, but 0-3 against that pesky Eastern Conference this year. But they are 3-7 on the year, and then of course Northern Arizona rounds it out. They are 1-9. A tough season for the Wranglers thus far. But on the other side, as we noted, it is the Quad City Steamwheelers up top, 800 win percentage, 8-2 on the season. It looks just as pretty as you think it does, folks, on the page. But those pesky Green Bay Blizzard refuse to go away. They're 7-3 and sitting very comfortably in the second spot. They are tied technically with the Jacksonville Sharks, who are also a 7-3. But again, that conference record being the tiebreak, 7-2 for the Green Bay Blizzard versus 4-3 for the Sharks. The Tulsa Oilers are still 6-4 with a 4-3 conference record. Massachusetts 4-5 on the season, but they are 4-3 against the East. 2 of those being those Western Conference losses for them. So they're still hanging around with a chance at that number 4 seed for the playoff picture. And then a tough first year for the Fishers Freight, who we'll talk about a little bit more here shortly. A 2-8 record so far. And then the Iowa Barnstormers, who really just have not been able to figure it out. A lot of bright spots on that team, really talented roster. I mean, you see the talent up and down. Caleb Hood, who is a really good ball player. Unfortunate to see him get hurt against the Wheelers at Vibrant Arena a little bit earlier this year. Just they haven't been able to get it figured out. And they sit at 1-8 and in the basement right now in the Eastern Conference. But Kasey, when you hear all that and you hear all the shuffling, because now this playoff seeding is starting to matter. We are getting to the point of the year where, the Wheelers have 4 more home games. There's only 6 games in totality left in the season at this point because of everything that's, here again, 16 games late and we're 10 games through. What's the feeling like with the Wheelers up top? Are you looking at the rest of the schedule and wondering if, could a Green Bay potentially, pop in? They've really kind of reloaded with players like Abdul Wahid coming back from injury and re-signing with the team. Harry Ballard is back from injury as well. What's kind of the pulse on the Eastern Conference playoff picture in your eyes, Kasey?
Well, I'm kind of optimistic. I feel like we can win out. Coach doing those final pieces on the offensive side, but the Eastern Conference this season, especially getting toward the end part of the season, anything can happen. So we definitely can't look past anybody. But I think if we play to our true potential, we definitely have potential to win the rest of the way out.
And you mentioned that potential, right? I think there's a number of games this season that have really highlighted that for the Wheelers. Again, something that we joke around about a lot. 2024 was full of very tight games at home. Everything was an instant classic, it felt like, because almost every single game came down to the wire, where this year there's been a few of those games where the fans probably can sit back and breathe a little bit. Even probably the players and coaches maybe are a little more at ease compared to, some of these really tight games that you habitually see across the IFL. To me, that just highlights, right, where the potential is for this team. And again, we really still haven't even seen this Wheelers team at full strength all season because of all the injuries.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We've definitely seen games where we're like, oh, and we've seen the potential, early part of games and latter part of games. If we can just take the beginning part and the end part, get them all together, man, this team is going to be something special. That once we get the beginning and the end put together, it's going to be magic to watch for sure.
Yeah, and again, you mentioned coach's pulse on kind of the roster and how those things continue to change. A player like Tamarian Terry is a huge get, a third-year IFL player, so certainly has plenty of indoor experience, has spent some time with the Jacksonville Sharks, spent some time with the Duke City Gladiators before they went dormant for this season, and then, of course, to begin this season, spent some time in Vegas as well. So has been around, knows the drill, kind of how the league works, and certainly matching up another veteran receiver with guys like Kevin Rudd, guys like Jordan Vesey, who have those years of experience already, with a veteran quarterback like DeQuan Neal, certainly feels like, at least from an outside perspective of, not being in the locker room every single day, like a winning recipe that can really take you far in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. I hadn't seen really much play of Terry, but I saw him in San Antonio. I heard the announcers calling him Scary Terry. Whew, I tell you what, that man's big.
He's a big dude. He is a big dude. And certainly, again, a name that I think people are really going to enjoy. But you mentioned the size. Florida State product. So certainly always important with, big time D1 pedigree as well. But 6'3", 210 is certainly a large human being at the receiver position. So again, lots of names for the fans to keep an eye on. And of course, the IFL standings really in favor of the Quad City Steam Whalers, making this week's game even more exciting with what we should expect to be a good crowd, right? It's a Saturday. It's the middle of summer in the Quad Cities. There's a good ball club playing on XUSD Field at Vibrant Arena at the Mark. Kasey, we have a first this week, though, because it's the first time the Fishers Freight make a trip to Vibrant Arena at the Mark. And Kasey, we were kicking the tires before we started recording inside the headset here about all the connections between these two franchises. Not only is Indianapolis, right around the corner, right? It's about a 3-hour drive from the city of Chicago. Chicago, kind of the midway point for the Quad Cities and for Indy. But Jerry McGaw has now signed there, who was a former Wheeler, and a Wheeler as soon as this season is now in Fishers. You also have Christopher Oakley, who is a former Quad City Steam Wheeler. You have Jalen Swan, who was a former second All IFL defensive end with the Wheelers just a few seasons ago. Shane Simpson, running back, also a former Wheeler. And then you mentioned JT Stokes, who has a lot of connection to Corey Ross from their time together in Bismarck. And there's a few players on that Fishers roster that do have some connections back to, again, that small period of time when the Wheelers went dormant due to COVID. And then, Bismarck was still in play. And of course, Corey Ross and Destiny and really a lot of the front office personnel that are still here with Quad City, got a lot of those connections with Bismarck. So, and again, Coach Wooten on the side of Fishers as well, a good friend of Coach Corey Ross as well. So there's so many connections between these two teams, Kasey, that you have to imagine that riles up the intensity a little bit for a matchup like this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You mentioned all the connections. You could almost write a movie with it.
Feels that way. Certainly does.
It does.
There's some good subplots here for
sure.
The main plot that is Saturday's game. And again, I think too, in Kasey, I certainly want to get your thoughts on this as well, because I think all of us, whether it was in youth sports or whether it was at a higher level, have been maybe on a team that wasn't so great toward the end of a season, and you were struggling and just things maybe weren't working, or maybe the talent wasn't there, whatever the case was. Being able to play spoiler always feels good. And the Fishers Freight are certainly going to be coming into Vibrant Arena with that kind of chip on their shoulder, right? A hot 2-0 start in your first year of existence, great crowds in Fishers, and rightfully so. That's a great market right now for sports like, this great league that is the IFL. And then you lose 8 in a row and you're sitting at the bottom of the standings, and you need a little, probably a bit of a miracle, right, to even sniff a potential playoff berth. But when you've got an opportunity to knock the number one team, not just in the Eastern Conference, but in the league down a peg, and maybe give a team like Green Bay a chance to kind of slide up there and sneak in, you have to think that's in their mind too, right? When there's nothing much left to play for, you can always play spoiler for somebody that's above you in the standings.
Yeah, and people like to root for the underdogs, but like I said earlier, we just can't look past anybody. Fishers, when they play good, they play good. So we got to definitely keep our wits about us. Don't look ahead and past them. One game at a time.
One game at a time, indeed. And just speaking on this rivalry, or hopefully future rivalry, right? The geographical nature of it certainly makes it feel like it could be that. But let's not forget, these two teams played just a handful of weeks ago in Fishers, and the game went to overtime. So it's not like it was a blowout. It's not like it was a one-sided affair. It was competitive all the way down to the final whistle in overtime. Heck, they needed extra time to declare a winner in that one. So certainly will be a great game on the field. But Kasey, we got to talk a little bit about what's happening at Vibrant Arena, but off the field as well, because it's a fun night, right? As we mentioned, it is NFT bobblehead night presented by XUSD. And again, it's kind of the unofficial, we'll call it quote unquote crypto night at Vibrant Arena at the Mark. So the really neat promotion, like this is a promotion that I'm even a little excited about, Kasey. I can't lie to you. Like, because let's be real, everybody loves bobbleheads. I love bobbleheads. I wish I could grab some of the ones that are around me right now. I have a great collection of bobbleheads. If you sign up for a digital wallet with XUSD, again, the presenting sponsor, it feels like, of the Quad City Steam Wheelers here in 2025, amongst a number of other great sponsors like Central Store and John Deere, you get it. You sign up for the digital wallet, you get an NFT Quad City Steam Wheelers bobblehead, and it is one of 5 players. We have not been told who the 5 players are yet, so there's a little mystery for us here as well. It's a pretty cool promotion to give away, and get, not only to get people in the building, but also get people excited about the partnership between XUSD and the Quad City Steam Wheelers.
Absolutely. Most bobblehead promotions, it's this one, but we got one of 5 and we don't know who they are. That's exciting. The fans, they're gonna be itching, to see who they get. Maybe they want to do a little trade in. Maybe they want to buy a bobblehead from another fan. It's exciting. It's exciting in this day and age. With all the digital, it's the way of the future for sure.
It definitely does feel that way, and it is really cool, right? Like there is a world where trading and or just flat out buying a bobblehead off of somebody
Yeah.
with a new digital wallet is completely possible. So again, you have to sign up for a digital wallet in order to get a bobblehead. This is not a gate giveaway per se. But that being said, there will be ample opportunity once fans arrive at Vibrant Arena at the Mark on Saturday to get in on what should be a lot of fun and kind of an exciting little side story of the game once again as well. Casey, do you want to take a stab at who the 5 players are going to be?
I'm gonna say it's got to be Daquan Neal, right? I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
take a guess. I'm gonna say Bubba.
yeah.
Oh, gotta be my boy Keyshawn Moore, and I'm gonna
Mm,
go with Dunk. That's my 4 pick right there.
okay. Okay. Dunk is a good one. I think, I think there's a lot of sense to be made that Bubba is a really fun kind of that 5th one. I think there's a really realistic world that it's the 4 captains too. And with that being in
Yeah,
mind, that
yeah.
probably includes Joe Crawl. So again, we have not been told everything. So this is completely just us spitballing here for a little bit of
Yeah.
fun as this releases. But again, whether or not that is disclosed before Saturday remains to be seen. Nonetheless, again, a fun, exciting promotion. So encouraging fans to get involved because, again, it's going to be a cool bubble. They're going to be good. Like they have to be good.
Oh yeah.
Everything else,
Oh yeah.
every other promotion that the great organization that is the Quad City Steamrollers puts on is always a hit. So I expect nothing less. Casey, we had a long laundry list because it's been a while since we've gotten to talk to
It's
the great fans of the Wheelers. What else do you have for us? What are you most excited about for Saturday? Any thoughts, opinions, predictions maybe for Saturday's game? And what should fans expect when they arrive at Vibrant Arena on Saturday, June 14th?
Well, like you said, it is Saturday. The last time we saw them was on a Friday. So, traditionally Fridays are a little bit harder to get people to come out. It's a Saturday. The team's looking great again, back on the winning track. I'm excited. I'm ready to give it to Wheeler Nation again, them give it back to the players. You know, Halfway to Halloween, it was gone. So let's do it again.
We finally got the game where the great Casey Keller loses his voice. And again, that just spoke to not only how great the game was on the field, the fans were fantastic. Everybody
Yeah.
came ready, and again, it was a Friday and understanding, people are getting off of work and people, might have other places to be on Friday evenings. There was a great crowd on hand for Halfway to Halloween. So I too am very much looking forward to it. And I think there's a little bit of, dare I say, pent up excitement that the fans might have after a long extended absence away from Vibrant Arena. I think the fans are going to want to get back and really be, again, a part of this team again with how well they're doing on the field with 8-2 as the record entering play this week. I can't wait for it. I'm expecting a very competitive game against the Fishers
Yeah.
Freight, but nonetheless, I look forward to potentially another game of the great Casey Keller losing his voice, because if that's the case, it means it's an absolute showstopper of a game on
Yeah.
Saturday, which is always the best. Casey, again, appreciate you joining me as always on Inside the Headset. Appreciate everybody listening along with us as well. It's about this time in the episode where we have to turn it back over to our friends again. It is Kyle Kaplan, Nicholas Harris joining Meg in studio, and we'll send it back to them at the Planet 93.9 studio. Guys, back to you.
Welcome back to Locker Room Talk inside the Planet 93.9 studio. Thank you, Ron and Casey, for getting us ready for this weekend. Kaplan just said he's hungry, and I am too, which kind of takes us into our next game. When you guys go to a gas station, what is your go-to snack to get? And it can't be pizza or something they make like chicken wings. I'm talking snacks.
Do they have a budget?
No.
No budget.
I'm not gonna lie. If you getting pizza or chicken wings at a gas station, my boy,
It's not the
you
move.
tripping, bro.
No, Quick Star makes pretty
Okay,
good
Quick
food.
Star a little different though.
Can
Shout
I
out Quick Star too. 'Cause
Can I
Quick Star
shout out
be-
to is it Casey's that does the breakfast pizza?
Okay,
That's
okay.
fire.
Maybe I'm sorry. Casey's breakfast pizza.
Yes. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
it's actually,
Right.
It's actually
enjoyable.
fire.
It's actually
Ivory
enjoyable.
would tell you. Me and Ivory went on a mission to get one
Yeah,
night.
it's
That was
actually
fire.
enjoyable. Yeah, but I say my go-to. I like nerd clusters, but like the blue bag though. Only the blue
Not
bag.
the pink bag.
It started it, but it's cool. Once I found the blue bag, I never went back.
I agree with you on that one.
Like the Haribo gummy bears.
Yes.
Yeah, the sour ones.
What drink you getting?
My drink? Arizona, probably out of the mucho mango or the fruit punch. I like the fruit punch Arizona. Really, any Arizona besides the green tea. I'm not really much of a green tea kind of. I like flavoring. It doesn't have flavor. It's just tea.
It's funny that you say that because the drink that I go for doesn't have much flavor either.
What's your drink?
Coconut water.
Really? Coconut water.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
It's good for you, but
It's good for you. And my mom taught me at a young age. I can eat and drink things just because they're good for me. You know, it is what it is.
So what snack you getting?
I do like those Snyder's hot buffalo wing pretzels. You know what I'm talking about? Those Snyder's hot buffalo wing pretzel nuggets. Like they have like the honey mustard
Yeah.
ones. People like the cheddar ones. The hot buffalo wing. Those are awesome. Gotta go. I like those when I travel too.
When I was younger, I liked corn nuts. You guys know the corn nuts?
I do know.
yeah,
what
my
those are.
mom used to.
Corn nuts?
My mom used
Yeah.
to
No
crazy.
way.
You lost
Yeah.
me there.
That's
When I was
whack.
really younger, it was like
Yeah.
they were fire, but it was like
Like the original ones. I know they got
I get the
different
honey
flavors.
barbecue.
Okay, see, I'll probably get.
Yeah,
the
I get the
original
honey barbecue, so that's
ones,
like-
too. Yeah, my mom used to go crazy.
but
on
now
the corn nuts.
I don't get those anymore. I get pretzel M&Ms.
You know, I don't really eat that much chocolate. Now that I
Pretzel
think about it.
M&Ms. You like those?
Yeah, I like sweet and
Hey,
salty.
he gave me one on the bus or that one.
They are not
I think it was
good.
last week.
Neither
They're
are the
good.
caramel
Did you like
ones.
them?
I thought they were the caramel ones. I'm not gonna lie.
Neither
I
one of
thought-
them are good.
I thought
Oh, I've
they
had
were
both of them. I go,
no,
wow,
the-
you wasted those.
The caramel ones are good.
No, they're not.
Okay, but
Throw 'em
the
in the
peanut
fridge.
butter filled ones.
Yeah, those are the best. Everyone
Those
knows.
are the
The
best.
red
Those
bag
are
peanut
my-
butter M&Ms.
that was my
Those are the only
baseball
ones I'm
treat.
gonna ever spend my money on.
I like either peanut or pretzel M&Ms.
Yeah.
That was my baseball treat. The peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, those are so
I used to hate when they get too hot though. 'cause
Right.
And then they're all like
you're just
mushy.
like, yeah, you're just chewing, just chewing forever.
All right, well, the reason I asked this is because our game is going to be a snack draft. You guys are going to draft 5 snacks from a gas station only.
Okay.
And you have one drink to choose from. We kind of already said what our top drink was, but the listeners, the commenters are going to vote who has the best snack draft, and we are also going to vote in this room who has the best snack draft. The winner gets all of the snacks within their draft. But here's where the rules come in, and I'm going to let you guys decide. So when it comes to, let's say in my draft I said Doritos, the Cool Ranch Doritos, which I would never say. Do we want to take Doritos as a whole out of the draft or just that flavor? Because this is where it can get more interesting. If we take out Doritos as a whole,
I think you got to take out the company. So like if someone takes regular M&Ms.
Take out the company. Well, then,
we going
Yeah.
that deep?
well, then get rid of all the chips because Frito Lay owns.
No,
No,
not
not
like
the
that. Not
company.
like that. Like the name. So like if someone gets M&Ms, any type of M&Ms.
yeah, then those are out. That's
Alright,
where I want us to
yeah,
fight.
yeah. I think that's where we're at.
Are we down with
Like,
those
Alright,
rules?
so you saying we just can't pick the same snacks?
Yeah.
Essentially.
So
Like,
if,
even
Put
if
the
they're
sweet,
different flavors.
spicy chili Doritos
Even
in
if
the
they're
purple bag.
even
oh,
if they're different flavors, it's still considered
those
the
are
same
the best.
snack.
I
All
mean,
right.
if you don't like those Doritos, you can get out.
Should we rock paper scissors for who goes first?
I know nobody's saying all of my snacks.
I'm gonna give you guys paper so you can write them down, and also so I don't forget.
Okay, because I was
So,
gonna
take
notes
and
them.
pass.
Sweet. Megan's prepared. I was gonna notes it. I was
Such a mom.
Right. Snacks and
5 snacks and 1 drink. Or 4
papers and
snacks one
pencils.
5 snacks, 1 drink.
drink. Gotcha.
And we're going to go one by one around the room and give your top pick, of course. When we get down to number 5, we're probably just going to be guessing random snacks at gas stations at that point since we're taking them all up. But that's where it gets fun and
Are you guys just
interesting.
writing them down?
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were drafting. I thought it was like.
Well,
back
you
and
can write
forth.
down what your top 5 would be, and if someone takes it, then sorry, it's out. You just got all yours in your head right now?
Well, no, I was wondering what it was gonna be like if it was like. I thought it was gonna be like cancels out. All right, let me put mine in.
I made my list earlier, so if anybody takes any of mine, I don't have any backups. So I'm going to have to think pretty hard. I also looked up gas station snacks because I really couldn't think about anything.
Right.
I just think about what I get when I go on field trip, like road trips.
My go-to is typically fruits, but when I think of a draft, who's going to pick my draft if I have watermelon in it? Because it's going to get old and mushy, right?
After some time, for sure.
But that would be my pick.
Let's see.
This is the awkward silence time that we'll cut out later.
Hey, that's lit. I hate awkward silence.
Do you really?
I do.
I actually like it a lot.
I actually play like brown noise or something whenever I'm like in my room chilling.
Yeah, awkward silence is fine, except when you're having a conversation one-on-one with someone, and then like the conversation stops, and you're like, "Is it my turn to talk or your turn?"
I disagree. I like to sit in silence and stare at somebody, and
Stare
then
at
watch them
somebody,
get
too.
uncomfortable.
That's a
Me
Megan
too.
thing.
I do that too. I go, I'm gonna keep staring. I go, don't you just looking at somebody sometimes? You know, I'm just looking at
I'm
you.
gonna start emoting.
You're just
I'm
thinking.
telling
I go, I'm just looking at
you.
you.
I'm gonna
that's
just
all.
yell louder if any.
Or like sometimes I'm just looking at scenery. Like some people be like, Cap, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just enjoying
I'll even.
what I'm
I'll
looking
even
at.
like
I'm just
I'll
enjoying
even
outside.
Fake burp.
Just
If
enjoying
it's like
things.
real quiet, I'll fake burp. I'll just. Excuse me. I'm just like looking around. Out.
For me, it's just my brain will turn off, so I'm okay with just sitting there and not thinking at all. But then, obviously, that makes people uncomfortable sometimes.
I do like to sit like alone, like quietly though. Like, my alone time.
But with your noisemaker, right?
Some
So-
ocean waves.
That makes me think that you like thunderstorms.
I love. Yeah.
Oh, so you're on the.
I'm from Florida.
You said brown noise earlier, right?
Yeah.
People don't know about that.
They don't know.
I know
brown
about
noise. Man, I got it on my my little widgets on my phone. I just put it on whenever I go to sleep.
Brown noise is nice.
I don't even.
It's
yeah.
not like white noise.
It's a little
It's
deeper.
Like I how did I describe white noise? Like
It's what you hear right now. Listen.
like yeah, brown noise is like
Deeper.
deeper than that. It's like white noise like brown noise like
Okay.
I like it. I like the
All right, you got some stuff in your draft?
I'm
Yep.
ready.
Okay, who
I'm
wants to
ready.
go first?
Is the
Kyle or
drink
Nick?
supposed to be different than what we talked about earlier?
No, you can have the same stuff you said. Give him time to write.
I'm good.
All right, you go first then, Kyle.
My 5 snacks I've got.
Just give us your top one.
Oh, I didn't even do it like that.
Who's your all-star right now?
I guess if I had to pick, I'm gonna go with pistachios.
Did anybody have that?
Nope.
Okay, you're safe. I mean, you were safe anyway, but pistachios, why? You just like the salty?
I love pistachios. Pistachios is my second favorite nut.
You like the wait a minute.
Stop, it's sus now.
You like them with the shell on or off?
Yeah, do you suck on the shell and then break it in your
Pause.
mouth?
Like do you work?
I
Do you work
not.
for it?
And actually, I don't work for it. In fact, I get the ones that's already de-shelled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get the de-shelled
No.
ones. I'm lazy. I tip the whole bag back. I go. Try.
Anyone go like camping and like the ring around the fire? It's just always wherever I go, because my family all eats pistachios, whatever. It's just all the shells surrounding the fire.
Actually,
they
never
were
been
just-
camping before.
What?
You've never been camping?
Never.
Florida boy.
Yes,
I
well,
slept on the beach before though. Does that count?
that kind of counts. In a small way.
In a small way.
Who are we to define camping?
Yeah, what am
Or
I, a
hate
naturist?
Let me see y'all license.
Isaac.
No, I'm joking.
Is it Nick's turn?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, and your turn. What's your number one?
Our number one? Mm-hmm. I low-key think I'm going to go voodoo chips. That's my number one.
Those are pretty good.
Those are so good.
I've never had them.
It's a try it, bro. Try it.
All right, Dustin, what do you got?
All right, first one. I'm gonna go with jerky,
Oh, I did have that.
and I usually do peppered,
Yeah, pepper's good.
That one's really good.
no man's land peppered. I don't like Jack Link's.
Is that like the famous one, the red bag?
Yeah,
I like deer jerky.
venison jerky's fire.
If you know anybody here and gets got it, I want it.
I don't know the difference in all the
I got a
jerky.
couple
I think it all
teammates
tastes
that
similar, but
deer
I like a
jerky.
drier, like you rip it off, and you can
It's
like
it's so tough.
versus like
I like it.
chewy jerky. Yeah. All right, Megan?
My number one was Rice Krispies, but not the brand, the homemade kind that they make at the gas station.
Oh,
you know, like the Quick Star ones that are
The
this
ones that,
big.
like, okay, those are pretty good.
Those are, some people call them special K bars.
I really feel
No.
like those get looked
the peanut
over a lot
butter.
more.
The
Those are
peanut butter
Scotcheroos.
Scotcheroos.
No,
You're not
want
you're counting just the Rice Krispies.
just the Rice Krispie
Okay.
with the marshmallow. Sometimes they put
Scotcheroos are
caramel
fire,
on
though.
it.
Scotcheroos are fire though.
Those are fire. You can pick it if you want, but all right, back to Kyle. What's your second?
This is going to be the sweet one, and this is an oddball, and I get this because my mom introduced me to it. It's called a Chico stick.
Chico
A
stick.
Chico stick.
That
I'm
stuff's
sure,
gas.
The inside of a Butterfinger.
It's literally, it's basically a naked
my
Butterfinger.
dad put me on with that.
Yeah, they scalped the Butterfinger and put it in the bag.
I used to get those a lot when I was little, but then I like over time I stopped liking stuff like stuck in my teeth. As you get more aware of what the dentist actually is for.
Yeah.
I
was
had
like,
never heard of those.
I'll just clean my teeth
Yeah,
again.
my dad was like, try it. I was like, no.
And they're usually with
Chico
cowtails. They're usually right next to cowtails.
If they would
Yeah,
have, yes, they are. That's true.
They are near the same age.
They are. They're,
Nick, number two.
Okay, my number two, I'm gonna go grandma cookies. Y'all ever had
Yeah.
grandma
I am
cookies?
familiar with grandma cookies. Which one do you go for? What's your?
I
The
low
red
key
bag or
like
the purple bag?
whenever I go for the big bag, I like the oatmeal raisin. I'm an oatmeal raisin kid. You know, I grew up
Purple
on
one.
that one, the purple bag.
Yep.
And if I go the long ones, like with the small cookies,
That's what I.
I'm gonna go peanut butter. The
I
peanut
like-
butter ones.
I'll go with those
yeah,
ones, yeah.
They just that's not peanut butter. That's like honey butter or something.
Right.
It's like Nutter Butters.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
amazing.
Nutter Butter.
Nutter Butter's fire.
Dustin?
This is my sweet one. Starburst Mini.
Okay, not a bad choice.
And I like it because it has like there's different bags. So like different flavor bags.
Okay.
I like the all pink.
What was that?
bag.
Sweet Tarts Mini.
Starburst.
Starburst mini.
The little squares.
My number two is Reese's Sticks.
That
Yeah.
you just knocked out all of Reese's.
I did.
And Reese's
Haha.
takes up half the section.
But the sticks are
Does
the
it not?
best.
Reese's takes up half the section.
Not on my section. We
That-
good.
just the cups. That's
And then,
that's all that's left.
Well, then any holiday, they come out with some Reese's.
Okay, but who put Reese's eggs?
Whoa.
Nobody.
Hey. When those come around for Easter, I actually do bust down on the eggs.
They are the best.
I like the
but-
Halloween Easter.
Little
The,
side note, do y'all remember
Pumpkins?
when
Yeah.
y'all remember when Snickers dropped the peanut butter
Yes.
square?
Yes.
Yeah, that had
That
me in
was
a
awesome.
chokehold
I
way
remember
more
that
than
one.
Reese's did.
Yeah, the yellow wrapper.
Yeah, the
game
yellow
changer.
wrapper.
Yeah.
ooh, I can talk about this
There
since
was
you
two
said
of those in
Reese's.
there.
Take Fives.
Take Fives or fire.
I love Take Fives, but then they got bought out by Reese's, and I think they got worse.
Boo.
I never seen a Take 5 in person.
I used to like whatchamacallits.
I remember those.
Whatchamacallits. I used to like that, but also Hershey's cookies and cream bars. Those were always good. I always used to joke around like you say.
Oh yeah, that's a valid candy right there.
Hershey's cookies and cream. Yeah.
I eat those frozen.
Ooh.
I think they're better
So you
frozen.
love those.
Wait, the cookies and creams one?
So it's
Yeah.
funny that you
Yeah.
brought that up. When he brought up Snickers peanut butter, I used to get the mini Snickers peanut butter, little squares, put them in the freezer and eat them.
I think any chocolate bar is
That's what I
better.
used to like to do.
Frozen.
I bite it and it would just go crunch, and then I'm like, but then it's like, yeah, I like it.
All right, what's your next one?
Mine. His. Who?
Yours.
Kyle.
Well, I liked baked lays, and I know I'm a big fan of baked lays. Like I don't know what it is. They always give you so much less in the bag, but like I could eat like 6 bags of them on a road trip. They're so good.
Those are good.
Octagon shaped.
Okay, I'm gonna go for my third. I go my sour gummy bears, my Haribo, my sour gummy bears.
Okay. Dustin?
All right. I'm gonna go pretzels.
Just plain basic pretzels.
I like just rolled gold.
What about the
What?
What about Dots pretzels?
Yeah.
You just eat pretzels. So you like the M&M pretzels? You just a pretzel guy.
Well, it's sweet and salty.
Do you like Do you like Dots? Or is that what they're
Okay,
called?
so here's the thing. I'm from North Dakota. Dots are made in North Dakota. They're started in North Dakota.
Okay, does Dots have a dill pickle pretzel? Because dill pickle pretzel, as of late, let me tell you. Whew,
You'll like their honey mustard if you like dill pickle. Their honey mustard is pretty. It's pretty
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
got that.
honey mustard.
Dots started in North Dakota and then they were bought out by Hershey's. I've never been a Dots person because I don't like seasoned pretzels. I actually like.
They do.
I
eat
like
seasoned,
the regular, like that flavor that pretzels have.
You know what I like? I do like the honey wheat pretzels from Aldi. I used to get those. They're like little twists.
Aldi.
They were the little
Sweet
twists.
ones. Yeah.
The little sweet ones.
Yeah.
Now those pretzels, my mom used to pack those in my lunch when I was a
Yeah.
kid. Now those I can get down with.
You know the flat pretzel crisp? You guys know those? Pretzel
like
crisp?
the bow tie one.
It looks like the bow tie, but it looks like someone took the bow tie and flattened it. and it's like a chip.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Like the one that's in the Chex Mix?
The one that's supposed to look healthy,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Is this
A lot of it. Yeah. It's like half of Nature Valley's
No.
products.
What's that thing called? That chip in Chex Mix. That
In
brown-
Chex Mix?
That brown chip. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the gross one, the
Yeah.
flat circle.
Oh
Ugh.
no!
Spicy one,
It's
the one
disgusting.
chip,
All the
I hate
seasoning
that.
on it.
the one chip challenge. Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's in the
Well,
Chex
like
Mix.
I like munchies too.
You don't like the
I
brown
hate
chip in the
Cheetos.
Chex Mix?
I do.
I
asking
love
what it was
those.
called.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was
I don't
called.
know what it's
We'll
called
get
either.
you.
Is it
We'll get
rye?
you guys a bag for the road trips.
Oh,
and
I do
then
love Chex
You
Mix,
can have all
actually.
the. You
No,
can
I
have
just
all
love
the-
Chex Mix. Chex Mix is great. Cheddar Chex Mix.
Yeah, the cheddar one, not the
Yeah.
original.
Cheddar's crazy.
All right, well, my third, fourth, and fifth were all taken because I had jerky for 3. That was taken. I had Lay's, the original though, and then I had Famous Amos cookies. But you said grandma cookies, and I feel like that's similar.
Hey, R.I.P. Famous
So-
Amos because he passed away like last year.
I'm gonna go with Nerd Clusters.
That's what he was talking about earlier, which I can't. I don't eat those. My parents like them. I just can't get down with that.
I just loved the nerd ropes when I was a kid. So whenever they turned into the clusters, it was like a dream come true.
I only
You go.
get. I only like nerds if they come in the little box.
Oh no!
You
little
go.
tiny-
You like to take a shot of nerds.
The little Halloween box.
Take a shot of nerds.
Done.
Yeah.
All right, your last two, you're gonna say at the same time. So give us a 2-for-1 to get through.
Well, I was originally kind of changing something up, but because in my mind I felt like I needed to be real with myself. I do go for donuts sometimes. And,
Donuts. Okay.
yeah, sometimes I go for the chocolate donuts or the powdered donuts, and if they have them, the crunch coat
The
donuts.
coconut ones?
Those crunch coat or whatever they got on. Yeah, I'll go for those guys.
What's
And
your
then-
other one?
Did we already talk about the Snyder's Buffalo pretzels earlier?
Dustin already claimed pretzels.
I have pretzels, so you.
Well, I know we talked about it before. Was that before we? I thought I said it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I have written down. So Buffalo.
Hot buffalo wings.
Yeah, that's another good. Yeah, and then I got the coconut water for my drink, and I do like the coconut water that has the pulp. Yeah, it comes in the green can.
Nah, dog.
Yeah, you give you a little something to chew on.
Your
while
two,
you're-
Nick?
My last
like
two.
coconut jerky.
I put the ice honey bun.
Oh my
Like
god.
the
Oh
Forgot about
yeah.
Little Debbie, the ice
white
honey
one?
bun, and to finish it off, everybody should have had this on their list. Listerine wintergreen mints. Those the best mints ever.
You're choosing mints as a snack.
Does that
As
take,
a finisher,
that might
for
take mine
sure.
away? That might take mine away, but I don't think so.
As a finisher for sure. Yeah,
'Cause I have-
always have some mints on me.
Wait, what's your drink?
For my
Mucho
drink,
Mango, Arizona.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. For my drink, I have Gatorade.
Okay. What's the best? What's
What
your,
color?
yeah.
I like lemon lime,
Oh no!
lemon lime, or what's the other one? Orange.
I love grape.
That Tennessee
No.
orange.
No,
Tennessee
Fierce
orange.
Grape is the
Grape
best.
is so
When Fierce
gas.
Grape came out, it was
There's a new one out right now. It's called like Midnight Moon or something.
No,
It's
I
grape
don't- it
flavor.
don't- If it's not that great from when I was a kid, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
And then, all right. So I have I've had 2 salty, so I've had jerky and pretzels. So I have to get spearmint gum. And you said mints. Spearmint
I'll let
gum
it
is
slide.
different.
Yeah, that goes.
And so like that's like always have a pack of that with me just for
Because I just like the lifesaver ones.
So I got jerky, Starburst minis, pretzels, Gatorade, and spearmint gum.
Wait, what's your fifth?
That is
Food.
5. Jerky, Starburst, pretzels, Gatorade, spearmint gum.
No, Gatorade's a drink.
Oh, so I need a 5th food.
Yes.
Um.
And I'm claiming watermelon, so don't take it.
Well, no one said it, so pretzel M&Ms.
So what?
Pretzel M&Ms. No one said it. No one said M&Ms or.
You're correct.
And I have pretzels.
You can take your pretzel M&Ms and run with them. We will not chase you.
I can't believe nobody said pistachios or like cashews or anything. I love that.
I do. I love them too, but at the gas station they're way too expensive.
I'm gonna claim
The Fleet Farm
Speaking
bag
of-
of
speaking of gas
pistachios,
stations-
this big, for like $12.
I went to the gas station with my girl the other day, and they had the buy chocolate bars there, like with the pistachio green stuff on the inside. I went to go give it to the dude. He was like, "Yeah, I can't believe these are $20." He turns around, I grab it and I put it back to where it was at. He was like, oh, I said I said you said $20. I'm not getting the chocolate bar
Right,
for
right.
$20. It was
Exactly.
heavy though.
that's too much.
Right.
All right, I'm claiming watermelon, trail mix, and then I wanted yellow Gatorade, but now I'm just gonna take water because
Wait.
I'm upset.
You said watermelon
Yeah,
and then trail mix?
yeah.
Okay, so not watermelon trail
What
mix.
type of trail
What
mix?
water?
What type of trail
Water,
mix? Do you go for like the one with the yogurt, or do you go for like a traditional with like the M&Ms?
Okay, so I was thinking the one with the peanuts and almonds, M&Ms, Not the sunflower seed ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. Or like the Asian style ones that has like those weird crispy things that don't really have flavor, and you're
My
like,
dad loved those.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I like the yogurt balls in it.
I like
though.
the me too.
Those
That's
are
yeah,
good.
I like that. That's my favorite.
Or
type of
when they
trail
put
mix.
in the little squares of chocolate.
Ooh.
Those are pretty.
Or like
Those are good.
granola trail mix with the little dark chocolate squares.
And the cereal crunchy pieces.
All right.
That's
I'll
what's
have
up.
to make a little thing that has all of our little teams on it when you.
What
give me
kind
that
of
list.
water would you get from a gas station?
Just plain old water.
Just-
Stay
just
hydrated.
Purified or
water.
spring?
Spring?
Spring water.
Spring.
They say
Spring
they say spring water.
Purified
actually
supposedly
hydrates you.
actually kind of does nothing for your body.
Yeah,
I've
they say
heard.
spring water is the way to go for real.
Speaking of water, that's not good. I don't want to throw any companies under the bus, but Dasani is salt water. Because water should not have ingredients, right? But if you look at the bottle of Dasani, it says ingredients salt. And that's why you keep drinking it, because it's making you more thirsty.
Well, that's what Gatorade
So my
is.
advice,
Listen,
don't
That's
drink
basically what
Dasani.
Gatorade is.
I kid you
Gatorade
not.
is basically salt water with a
With
little
color.
bit of flavor.
Right, but
Yeah,
you
with
have
color.
electrolytes in that. So
So wouldn't Dasani have electrolytes if it has salt?
it doesn't say it does.
Electrolyte water.
Look it up. Vote for who has the best gas station snack draft. And the
I think I
winner,
won.
let's set a date.
The
By game
winner-
day?
The winner will get their 5-pack snack bag
Yes.
at practice.
No, practice.
I'll bring it to your Deckmate practice.
Okay, yeah, bring it to my practice.
That'll be
when I
awesome.
do it.
I vote for
We'll
mine.
be at the arena the first couple of days.
I'll share my
Okay.
donuts.
Okay, who in this room had the best though, do you think?
What?
I don't know.
I don't want to be biased, but I mean,
We've all seen
None
the
of y'all
Pirates of the
really
Caribbean
persuaded
movie
me
where
to
everybody
change
votes for
my-
themselves
change my
when they're
vote.
voting for the Pirate Lord. Yeah, I'm
We
gonna
all
vote for
vote.
myself.
Alrighty then. I guess we won't decide. Let the comments
I
decide.
know my taste buds.
I say you got me with the jerky, and you got me with the trail.
You
mix
got
for
me with the
sure.
jerky,
And yeah,
and yeah, you know what? That's true. I totally. I go, wow, I do love jerky and peppered. Yeah, I go, and then you say the trail mix, and I
The
go.
problem with
that's true.
jerky though is it's way expensive.
Yeah, and
It
same with
is.
same with
It's
same with
expensive. And they don't give you
pistachios, same with
anything.
cashews, pistachios and cashews, which I love.
Those are expensive. But if you're on a long road trip, it might be
Yeah,
worth
you know,
it.
and it's a healthier option, which is why also the baked lays are in there. And if I'm being dirty, then I'm going for the chocolate and powdered donuts.
if you in a long road trip, don't get Takis and cotton candy together.
No.
And if you know if you're gonna get stuck in traffic, just don't get it. It's a bad mix. Your stomach will not appreciate you after that.
Speaking of road trips, we're not on one this Saturday.
Woohoo!
Finally home. I love the
Home
home
game.
2-0 road trip. Good job, boys.
Give us a little recap, Dustin. What's going on this weekend for our home game?
It's NFT bobblehead, so download your digital wallet, courtesy of MetaMask. There's a link on our website in the NFT bobblehead story of how to do that. And then 5 lucky fans will get dropped one of our bobbleheads. It's either Malik Duncan, Daquan Neal, Joe Crawl, Keyshawn Moore, or Bubba Arslanian. They have their own little NFT bobbleheads.
Wow.
So that's kind of the promotion, but we'll also be having youth football before and after, or and at halftime. Our kids camp is this Friday,
Ooh.
June 13th. Anyone that buys it, registers for that gets a free ticket voucher for Saturday's game, and then the parents can buy tickets accompanying that ticket. And then all the players will be there at the kids camp, kind of doing drills, running drills. I know Cap will have his kicking little station,
Yeah.
showing people how to do that. So
I don't know how to kick. Trey knows.
Obviously not.
Trey taught me.
right? Trey tells you
Trey
that it's never
Smith
his
taught me how
fault.
to kick. Believe it or not.
Yeah, so kids camp will be fun, and then we play the Fisher's Freight, welcoming back Shane Simpson and Jalen Swan back to the Vibrant Arena, and hopefully we can get that dub.
Awesome. Well, to end the podcast, I like to finish with a final wow. WOW, words of wisdom. So whatever you guys have, and it doesn't have to be football advice. It could be advice to yourself, your family, a kid that could be listening. What final advice do you want to give on this podcast?
I'll say appreciate your losses, because your losses show real character, and it allows you to build and better yourself as a man or a woman. So appreciate your losses.
And
you, Nick.
to build off what Nick just said, don't quit just because you're not at your best right here, right now. And that's something that I think I see a lot of like younger people when I was working like whether it's coaching or something, I think you should just keep your head down, stay the course, and know that the more reps you get, the more at-bats, the better you get at something. And just don't be too discouraged early, because like you said, we have losses, but you stay the course, you have an opportunity. You'll always get another opportunity. Yep.
Beautiful. Just lovely.
IFL League of Opportunity.
Well, Kyle, Nick, thank you so much for coming in today. Dustin, you as well.
Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for having
I kind
us.
of have to be here. So.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Thank
Wheeler
you. We love
Nation,
you. Good night.
Wheeler Nation, whether you are a longtime fan or you are new to the Quad City family, this is a place where you can come and connect with your team, the Quad City Steve Wheelers. Thank you for joining us for the Wheel Talk podcast here in the Planet 93.9 studio. We will see you next time for episode 7. Bye.
Deuces.
Woohoo!